What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sammy Merce's Husbands. Um, we'll get into the agenda for you today. Talk a little lives of recent athlete, a news segment for you guys. It may work, it may be horrible. We will see. We'll let you be the judge. Talk basketball, some football, random questions, pat peeves, and then closing comments as always. So lives of recent. What's been going on?
So since our last episode, had a short work week, worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, played pickup Tuesday morning. Knee feels a little questionable, so I'm trying to convince myself that I'm not hurt because it doesn't hurt. This feels kind of weak. Um, Friday, I drove up to Virginia, a little 6-hour drive for your brother's wedding. Easy drive, no issues. We stayed at Marissa's aunt's house. Well, it's technically her great aunt. She has her and her husband have a 40-acre farm that's been in his family for, I don't know, 3, 4 generations. Beautiful property. Then we had Bryce's wedding on Saturday. I'll let you talk more about the wedding. I'll let you take the lead
Okay.
on it.
Yeah.
But he's no longer going to be known as Sammy's brother-in-law now. He's Claire's husband, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's officially made it. Claire's husband.
And and as far as this podcast, that's the highest you can go, I think. As far as I don't think you can go past husband status.
Yeah, I mean, if you have, I don't know about it, and if anybody was gonna know about it, I feel like it'd be us.
Yeah. I mean, we started this, so
So, but that's what's up. Sounds like a good little weekend. Um, so Bryce's wedding, good time. Uh, pretty fancy in terms of weddings that we've been to. I feel like just a little bit more like the groomsmen wore tuxedos, the girls wore like floor length dresses, so it was just a little bit more, formal than the weddings I've been to, which was cool. It's nice when weddings are formal, I think. And the venue was really cool, like just the way that it was outside, but we had the whole house, and then the reception being in that big tent was pretty neat because it would have been cold if we did that reception outside.
yeah, it was a little chillier up there in Virginia. And
Yeah.
we were in Northern Virginia, so
Yeah, it was chilly at night. During the day, perfect. But at night, a little chilly. Friday night before the wedding, I stayed with the groomsmen at their Airbnb, which was probably like 30 minutes kind of into the sticks. Uh, Pretty sweet spot, like big house, on this like mountaintop that overlooked DC. So you had like a really cool of DC view of DC at night. Um, we stayed up very late. I tried to call an Uber probably at like 2 o'clock, but Uber wouldn't come out there. So we were like really deep in the sticks. So whatever, I had to sleep on the couch in the same clothes I wore to the rehearsal dinner. So that was pretty funny. Um, we got into a nice deep political talk from about 2 o'clock till probably 3:30,
in
which
the
was,
morning.
oh yeah, oh yeah, which was interesting because there's definitely friends in the friend group that are very much both sides, kind of like our friend group. It was cool to hear other people's opinions. I tried to stay out of it. Um, but it was something, that's for sure. Because once people start talking about politics, it's just on and on. And uh, but good points by both sides, I'd say.
I'm sure it's
Um,
interesting to hear their point of view being a little younger than us, the Zoomer point of view.
Zoomer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was interesting to hear their points of view. So that's why I just kind of sat back and listened. But
Did
um,
my cousin have anything important to say, or did he stay out of it?
no, your cousin, well, he did. He chimed in. He chimed in. Important? I don't know about important. Austin. He brings things to the conversation. Are they important? I don't know. Um,
Good kid.
yeah. Good kid for sure. But yeah, we got ready at the venue. We put a hurting on some beers. We really did. Um, but the wedding was just great. It really was crazy to see the boy get married, man. Now he's not Sammy's brother-in-law anymore. He's Claire's husband, and they're off celebrating in a foreign country. So props to him.
And them Eller boys are emotional.
Yeah, man. Our wives enjoyed it, I'll tell you that. We know how to put on a show.
Hey,
Um, but other than that, so on the way back from the flight, I had probably the most turbulence on a flight I've ever had. There was times I thought that bitch was going down. It was there was some audible oh oh um which I just try to keep my headphones in. I was watching some of that NBA Starting Five show, which I really do like that show. Um, and then which really sucks is I flew into Atlanta. I had to drive from Atlanta back to Columbus and stop by Men's Warehouse before I got home, which sucked because it had to be returned same day. Is it always like the not same day? Is it always like the next day you have to return your tux?
yeah,
That's pretty inconvenient.
yeah. It's either next day or day after, but I'm pretty sure it's always the next day because a lot of times Mike would have to have his stuff returned, but he
Mhm.
would leave really early and leave it for someone else to do.
Nice. Nice. It's not that bad if you live in the same place that the wedding's happening.
Yeah.
But my flight was earlier, so I couldn't turn it in when I got there. So I had to take it all on the plane with me, then drive and turn it in before they closed at 6. And honestly, I got there like 5:08, so kind of pushing it anyway. But I think that's kind of like, why can't I just turn that in Monday? You know?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I could have, but I wasn't trying to pay a late fee. Um, but other than that, today's Veterans Day. So thank a veteran for his service somewhere. I played some pickup because that's what the good Lord intended. I tried to go to the grocery store, and it's funny because the one day they give us off work for being veterans, everything's closed, so I couldn't even go to the grocery store. So I ordered some pizza, and I am extremely full because I don't even know how many slices of pizza. I only got two left, so I'm putting pizza down.
Are you a veteran?
I'm not a veteran, no, but Veterans Day is kind of sort of like if you've served. I don't know. I don't really
It's
get into
military day.
it. Yeah, I guess. I don't really get into it because I'm not a veteran. So I don't really think the day is for me, but still cool. I almost took my talents to Applebee's and got my free meal, but I didn't do it. Thought it would be awkward.
Well, especially because you haven't earned it yet.
All right now. All
I'd
right
like
now.
to give I'd like to give a shout out to my dead grandfather. Happy Veterans Day, wherever you are in the afterlife for fighting for our freedoms in World War II.
Allegedly.
It's a fact, brother.
Hmm.
In the Pacific Theater. And thank you uh, for dying before the abandonment of my father. So you didn't have an opportunity to stop talking to me. Thank you for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so that's lives of recent. And then we'll transition to athlete segment. So I got an athlete. I think I want to switch it up a bit. All right. I'm gonna give you three hints before you take your first guess.
Wow.
All right. So I
Okay.
think it might spice up the first guess just a little bit.
You got a beer next to you?
I don't. I probably should have.
Okay.
So don't guess until all three hints are given. But I think this might keep the listeners engaged a little so they can have their first guess as well. All right, first guess, catch, or first hint, excuse me, catch. Hint number 2, tiger. Hint number 3, dance.
Okay. I'm thinking my thought process right here. Um, a wide receiver played for LSU, Dancing with the Stars is my thought process. Huh. Or oh, uh, or it could be the Gritty. Now I'm like, did this guy play at LSU? So now I'm second guessing myself. Justin Jefferson?
No.
Did he play at LSU?
Yes.
Is he the Gritty guy?
No.
No.
Justin Jefferson's the gritty guy.
Oh, so the guy I'm guessing for is not the Gritty guy.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So that's one of my guesses. I still have four more guesses.
Yeah.
Active player?
Yep.
Was I right with LSU and wide receiver?
Yes.
Did he go crazy this week in fantasy?
No.
Okay. I don't think that guy played at LSU, but maybe he did.
He did.
Okay. Hmm. Catch LSU dance. I'm sure people have already got it. I'm not
Maybe.
as I'm not as well versed with colleges as I should be. Did he play with Joe Burrow?
No.
Older?
He's older than that era. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Dance is kind of throwing me off.
You can still work through your same process that,
Yeah. Guessing black.
yeah.
Skill position wide receiver. Obviously, he's a black guy.
Yeah.
Okay. AFC or NFC?
Currently AFC.
So is he known for the NFC?
I'd say yes.
Dreads?
No.
No. Okay.
Hair was going to be one of my hints, but I thought it might give it away.
Thought I might give it away.
Don't think too much about the hair.
Okay. I'm gonna forget I said anything about dreads. Hmm. Super Bowl champion?
Yep.
If I ask you with what team, is that like too much?
Yeah, that's too. You can't ask me what team.
But I can guess the
You
team.
can guess teams. I'll tell you if you're right. Yeah.
Recent Super Bowl?
In the 2020s.
So Chiefs or Eagles?
No.
Rams? I know it's probably like just so easy right now. Oh
Yeah.
fuck, Odell?
It's Odell. Yeah. Odell. OBJ, 5 teams. Giants, obviously, that's what I was saying most notably for. And then he went to, I want to say right after the Giants was Cleveland, where he played with Jarvis Landry, and then Rams, where he won the Super Bowl in 2021. And then Ravens, now Dolphins. So 3-time Pro Bowler, which I'm shocked he's only been a 3-time Pro Bowler. 2014 Rookie of the Year, and then 1-time Super Bowl champion.
He got hurt in that Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah.
Had a
I
big
think
catch and got hurt.
he had a big catch. I think he scored a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think he played like the second half at all.
I'm pretty sure he like tore his ACL in the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Hell of a player at his peak, but I feel like his peak was so high that it makes people think he was better than he was.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he went absolutely nuts for like 3 years, and then it was kind of like it was just a name more so than he was a great player.
And it got hurt by him going to Cleveland. That those teams were terrible.
Yeah, truthfully, he should just stay with the Giants. He'd be getting the ball so much more.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones would have had somebody to throw to for a little while.
Yeah, yeah, true. Um, Honestly, the downfall started when they took that picture on the boat.
Yeah, like the numbers after that picture, like everybody's on the boat wearing Tim's, and
Yeah,
it's rough after that. I think. Well, they haven't been to the playoffs since that picture. I know that.
yeah, everybody in New York probably hates him for that.
Well, he did. Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure it wasn't his idea.
I bet it was his idea.
Shout out to boats.
Shout out the boat. All right, so we're gonna try a little new segment. Um, so do you want to take the new segment?
All right. So we're just gonna call it how many can you name?
Okay.
We're we're stealing it from another podcast. Um so essentially one of us will have a topic. For example, how many Harry Potter characters can you name? Trey will say I can name 4. Then I'll say I can name 5. And say he says I'll name 6. I call cap. Trey has to name 7, or I guess you'd have to name 6, like right on the money.
I have to name the amount that I said I was gonna name. Yeah.
And in theory, you could keep going to see how many you get.
Yeah, true. We could do that. And we'll do a 45-second time limit.
Yeah, that way it doesn't get too long-winded.
Right, right, exactly.
And if I called cap and Trey gets it right, I lose. And then vice versa.
Yeah.
Should we have a Google sheet for this?
I think we should. I think we should keep track.
Okay. All right. So for the first one, I'm going to be saying the category.
Hmm.
And then you will say,
I can name blah. Yeah.
Harry Potter characters would have been a good one.
Yeah.
There's also some that I think the main consideration is the time limit.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, if you really have time to sit there and think about it, you could name whatever, you know.
For the first one, do you want to go easy?
We can do whatever.
Because I had one in mind, but I don't think you've seen it, so I don't. Well, I'll just ask you straight up. Have you seen The Lord of the Rings?
No.
Okay, then that will not be the category.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but I'm gonna say I could name 0 Lord of the Rings characters. Well, I could probably name 1.
Let's skip that one.
All right.
Let's go with NBA Hall of Famers.
Okay. I can name 5 NBA Hall of Famers.
I can name 7.
I can name 8.
I can name 9.
I can name 12.
Cap.
Okay.
Not in 45 seconds.
All right. All right.
Let me get this. I'm gonna go category, episode number, and then guess. All right.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to have the
You'll
the
keep the timer. Yeah.
timer? All right. Let me get this. Let me pull up the old clock app. I'll just do like stopwatch.
Yeah, that works.
Now, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to keep count?
Yeah, I'll keep count.
Once, can you hear me?
Yeah, I kind of lost you for a second, but
So, like, you'll keep count. I'm not going to say anything. Like, if you say somebody that's questionable, I'll do that at the end. If I have like oh, I don't think that's somebody,
okay.
then we can subtract that from the total or whatever.
Yeah, that works.
All right. On your first guess, it'll start.
All right. Jordan, Pippen, um, Shaq, Barkley, Kenny Smith, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Hakeem, Clyde Drexler, um, Kareem, Jerry West, Oscar Robinson, um, Bird, Magic. That's 14. I'm good. I got it.
Time. For sure, Kenny Smith is not a Hall of Famer.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
But if you got, let's go through them again real quick just to make sure.
Hmm.
All right.
Jordan, Pippen. Those two are definitely in. Then I said Shaq and Barkley. Those two are
Yep.
definitely in. And
Then
then
you
I
said
went
he's not.
Kenny Smith is not, so he doesn't count. And then I went Karl Malone, Stockton.
Stockton,
Um, and then I think I went Hakeem and Drexler, Oscar Robertson,
Kareem,
Kareem, Jerry West,
Magic Bird.
Magic Bird,
How many is that?
like 13.
All right.
So basically, I'm 1-0, the inaugural. I think I could have got more. We probably could have got 20. What was my time looking like?
No, no. When you said I got it, it was 45 seconds.
Oh, was it really? Dang.
Yeah.
That's quick. That was a quick 45 seconds.
When you said Kenny Smith, like it took every ounce of my being to not like scream that that's not a guy. But I was like, if I do that, it fucks everything up.
No, you can say that. That's a fair thing. Like, nope.
I think it's better to wait at the end.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see. This may be stupid. It may be cool. But this was a trial run. So we'll see if everybody likes it.
NBA Hall of Famers, episode 55. 12 guesses. Guesser Trey, winner Trey.
Yep, I'm the GOAT.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, it's a fact, proven fact. The inaugural, you should name the trophy after me.
You are mentally ill.
All right, so let's move into basketball. We'll start with college. So college basketball started pretty recently. It's not getting tons of coverage because it's so early on in the season. But college basketball is great. Probably my favorite sport to watch. UNC is 1-1. We beat Elon 90-76. It was a lot closer than the final score shows. Elon, I think, tied the game with like 5 minutes left. We didn't play great, but we didn't play bad. I think it was just like, these early non-conference games, Hubert is really trying to see what our rotation is going to look like. And I think because of that, we don't get that rhythm in those games to really pull away. Overall, Elliot Cadeau shot the ball much better. Um, couldn't have really got worse because he was a terrible 3-point shooter last season. RJ played pretty good, ended up with 24. But then we played Kansas, which was a big matchup in our second game. We lost 92-89. We were down pretty big early, but we fought back to tie it. Couldn't really just couldn't pull it out down the stretch. I think we're really hurting missing Armando as that anchor on the defensive end. And then honestly, RJ shot terrible. And if we're gonna be a team that can win those close games, RJ has to be able to hit shots down the stretch because we don't really have much of a half court offense, to be honest. It's really like based on our defense and running in transition. If we get in a half court game with teams, like we're gonna struggle big time. So that made me a little nervous. Hopefully we can figure that out as the season goes on.
Yeah, it's gonna be, there's gonna be growing pains, especially playing without Mondo, because it's 2018 since the last time he.
2018 was his like freshman year in North Carolina, and he got minutes. He played every second he was a Tar Heel. He was on the court, and he didn't do. Obviously, he had like two really big seasons, um, but he's just the offensive rebounding, the defensive presence in the middle. He's a big dude, and we just like are like, holy crap, what do we do without Armando right now? So it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, but also it. I mean, he can't play forever.
Yeah, he can't. He's in the G League. I think he's on like the Blazers or Rockets G League team right now. Playing pretty decent.
I mean, he's gonna be shit. He's probably older than a lot of those guys.
Oh,
Truth,
100%. 100% he's older than a lot of those guys.
physically, physically, he can play in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great screener, which I think is overlooked in today's NBA. Great screener. He rolls. He's got decent touch around the basket, and he can offensive rebound like the best of them.
How tall is he? 6'9"?
They have him listed at 6'11", which is not true. He's probably
Why?
6'9". Yeah, he's probably 6'9", but he plays very much below the rim.
Yeah, like he's not gonna. I mean, I'm sure he had a couple posters playing 46 years at Carolina, but he's not a high riser.
No,
He's more of a strength and position player on
100
offense.
100%. He's definitely a role player when it comes to the NBA, and he's getting his points from offensive rebounds, easy layups. Like he's not gonna wow you with his post moves or anything like that.
Yeah,
Um,
they're not drawing up any plays for him.
nah, not at all. Unless it's for him to screen somebody. But what's Syracuse looking like?
Um, Questionable. We played Lemoyne, who I wouldn't exactly call a powerhouse school, and we beat them by 4. And we were actually down at halftime. We had a it's going to be tough for us, I think, without Judah Mintz, who was he's in the G League right now, but he was one of the best shot makers in the country.
Yeah,
Get any shot he wanted, and now we have JJ Starling, who good shooter, but he went 1 for 5. He's our best 3-point shooter. If he's not knocking it down, it's going to be tough for us.
yeah, and I mean, people raise all these alarms when good teams don't blow out these bad teams early on in the season. But if you think about somebody like Syracuse, their whole team is revamped. Sure you have a couple players returning, but you got a new 5-star freshman jumped in. You got some other people that are playing roles that they haven't played before, and then a team like Lemoyne probably is returning 4 out of 5 starters. You know what I mean? So like these smaller schools generally keep players longer, so there's less turnaround. So like I'm not super alarmed with them battling against a small school early on in the season.
Yeah, and we've got two guys who are transfers, so it's going to take them a second to get used to stuff. Eddie Lampkin is our starting center. Played at Colorado last year. I mean, he's a solid player. It's going to take him a minute to figure shit out. Donnie Freeman's a freshman who you were talking about. It's going to take him a minute to get used to playing in college. We got Jair Davis came off the bench. He's another transfer. He had 22 and 12. So that's a solid. If you get that coming off the bench as a big guy,
Heck yeah.
we got something to look forward to. I
Yeah, no doubt.
still, tempered expectations. We still don't go deep. We essentially played seven guys. We had two other guys get 6 minutes and 2 minutes, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm surprised that fucking Naheem Leonard kid is not playing. He's fucking 7'5".
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what they see in practice, you know.
Yeah, he could be fucking cheeks.
He probably is. Um, some other notable things that I saw was Duke. Everybody's talking about Duke right now. And Cooper Flag, right? Uh, unfortunately, Cooper Flag I thought looked really good in the game that I did watch. I think I watched them play their first game. He didn't necessarily wow me with scoring and stuff. What I was really impressed with and a little shocked by is like how hard he played, which sucks because I love that. Um, like I love to see college dudes like, he doesn't care what he's looking like. He's not wearing, all the gear and stuff like that. He's diving on the ball when they're up 30. You know what I mean? Um, so he looks like the real deal, man. He really does.
But I didn't watch the game, either one of the games, but I watched some of the highlights, and that motherfucker was drenched. Like
Yeah.
he's getting after it out there.
No, he was really getting after it, and you love to see that. And I think even if you struggle, if you show that like level of workhorse, and it means a lot, especially going deep in the. So Duke's gonna be good, man. Uh, they got the perfect mix of returners and young stars, I think, to be really good. So we'll see, man. We really will.
Something that I wanted to keep an eye on was Malik Brown, who Syracuse transfer to Duke. Um, he's averaging 20 minutes a game, first two games. I didn't think he was going to play that much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, their coaches, they really start the year trying to figure out who's going to do what and getting their guys minutes so they can see who's going to perform and who's not. Um, so like Carolina's, we're playing 10 deep right now. Um, not that's going to get tightened up, obviously, for all teams, I think, probably down to 7 or 8. I mean, if you can play 10 and win, then great, but I don't think it's going to be like that.
Yeah, because he's got. I mean, he's probably their seventh guy.
Yeah.
He's averaging 7 rebounds a game.
Hey.
So I mean, if you can get that out of a guy coming off your bench, more power to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move to NBA. Lakers are 6-4. They're sixth in the West right now. I know it's super early. LeBron's averaging 23, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. AD's averaging 31, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, AD, if he stays healthy, very well could win the scoring title.
I think
Um,
AD, if he stays healthy and the Lakers stay on that 5-6, he's the MVP.
I think they got to get to like the fourth seed in the West for him to be in the conversation, really, because of the way the award works.
Oh, also something that works for him is there's always voter fatigue.
True.
Yeah, they're not going to want Jokic to win again.
Yeah. No, I'd agree.
Not saying he doesn't deserve to win, but it's the same shit that happened with LeBron. It's gonna fizzle out.
Yeah. I hope the Lakers can keep it going. Right now, all five starters are averaging double figures, which I think has to happen. They need the scoring. Um, LeBron is, 23, 8, and 9 is still incredible, but that 23 is might not show the whole story. Like he's not gonna get 23 straight up points. A lot of those points are probably coming in the fourth and garbage time, trying to be a stat stuffer, but he needs help.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking 40 years old.
Right, exactly.
He shouldn't have to average a goddamn 20-point triple double for them to win 6 out of 10 games.
Yeah. Bronny moved down in the G League, which we all knew was going to happen. Let's be real, he belongs in the G League. Um, Averaging 31 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. I think that's kind of his game. I don't think he's ever going to have a point in time where he's a really like prolific scorer. But I'd like to see, maybe his assists and steals be up there. Kind of show that he's capable of running a team and making the little improvements.
Yeah, he had 5 turnovers, so he's got to keep the turnovers down. I'd like to see him be more accurate shooting the ball because I think he's better than that.
I do too. I mean, it's a confidence thing. It really is. All those guys can shoot so well. Like they're everybody in the NBA. I don't care if they're a big dude that's not a good shooter. They can shoot the ball. It's just how confident and comfortable they're feeling when they're releasing it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. The thing that I found interesting is he's only playing in South Bay Lakers home games.
Really, that is weird.
Yeah. So that's strange.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. Another thing I thought notable for the NBA is the Cavs are the last undefeated team at 11-0.
A couple times I watched them, they look pretty fucking good.
They just aren't missing anything. Like they have Ty Jerome on their team, who played at Virginia, who's a point guard, kind of a scrappy dude. He's shooting like 76% right now.
It's absurd. Who wouldn't expect that from Ty Jerome?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean that's just kind of the whole Cavs team is kind of like that right now. Like nobody's missing. They're moving the ball. When I've seen them, they've played really good. But let's pause, take a little commercial break, and we'll jump right back into it. Commercial. And we're back. Thank you to our sponsors. But yeah, Cavs are looking solid. Fantasy. I think I've taken the approach in fantasy basketball to see how many weeks I can lose in a row and then still win the championship. So I'm starting good, just right along with that plan. I'm 0-3. Last week I think I had a decent shot to win. But what really hurt me is there was a weird couple days last week where I had everybody on my roster playing, which I hate those weeks or those days. And I just put the wrong people on my bench instead of starting them. So that screwed me. But yeah, 0-3. So my outlook is not looking that great. I'm playing Team Montgomery this week. And that fat son bitch had some good luck against Team Montgomery in basketball and football, from what I hear. So hopefully that luck transitions over to me and I can finally get in the win column.
Yeah, that's rough. I'm 1-2, but last week, I was the second leading scorer in the league. So I'm not, it's not fire sale yet. I like where my team is at.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I was looking at my total points scored last week, and I would have lost to every person in the league.
That's a great feeling.
Love that for me.
That is a great feeling, man. That is something special. Good Lord.
Yeah. I knew my team was playing bad, so I was like, let me just look and see what everybody else is doing. I was like, oh, would have lost to them too. Would have lost to them too. Oh, okay. Sick.
That's brutal, dude. That's fucking brutal. I'd almost rather that, though, than be in my situation where I know I would have beaten everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, a loss is a loss, so might as well just lose to everybody.
Yeah.
I will say I got Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is a hot commodity. Everybody wants him.
I was going to draft him number one, and I'm happy my team is where it's at with Halliburton not being as good as I've wanted him to be. I mean, last night he gave me 42 fantasy points, so that was,
Can't beat that.
I mean, I'm happy with that.
That's what's up. Um, but yeah, so early in the season still, we'll see how it goes. But jumping into football, UNC had a bye this week. We're 5-4. We got Wake Forest, Boston College, and NC State, which are three winnable games. So if we could finish 8-4, with the start that we had, losing our starter week one, I think that'd be pretty acceptable. I'd be fine with 8-4. Play a little Duke's Mayo Bowl, something like that.
Nothing like a mayonnaise bowl championship, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Syracuse played Boston College, and I've been talking for weeks about how that's a winnable game, and we lost 37-31. I watched the first half or the first quarter, and Kyle McCord just looked kind of off. He's had a down couple of weeks recently after kind of lighting the season on fire. I mean, he still almost threw for 400 yards.
It's because he's throwing the
400
ball
yards.
70 times.
Yeah, 48 attempts, 392 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I wouldn't say he had a bad game by any stretch. But it just something like didn't look right. He was 31 for 48. So
Yeah.
looking at Allen, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing the ball. I mean, we played a decent game. We just couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
So
I feel
we're
you there.
6-3 right now, and I think next week we have somebody in the ACC. It's maybe Cal next week. They're not in the ACC though, are they?
I think they are now, which is so weird.
That's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. I hate the whole conference restructuring thing. But that's the world we live in.
Yeah, we got Cal.
Okay, well, I had we were sitting there waiting for the wedding to start. We're in our little groomsmen room, and some of me and the guys cooked up a little parlay. Georgia Tech plus 9.5 versus Miami. They ended up winning outright. Army -6 at North Texas. That hit, and then Bama -2.5 at LSU. So that hit, put about $10 on it, 152-ish, I think.
Nice.
So nice little parlay. I was gonna actually take LSU, like going into the game. I thought like LSU night game at home, Alabama. Are they still Alabama? I don't know. But then we were watching College Game Day, and I saw the LSU fan kick the field goal, and it was the worst field goal attempt I've ever seen in my life. So I knew they were cooked.
Classic. Them boys in Baton Rouge don't know how to kick.
They can't kick nothing.
They
But
can
yeah,
kick rocks.
they definitely were kicking rocks after Alabama handed it to them. They handed it to them pretty good. NFL, my Panthers beat the Giants in Germany on Sunday, 17-20. We're 3-7. No more winning.
Yeah, you get to this. This is where you get fucked.
Yeah.
Now you're mediocre. You're not this fucking shit bag of the NFL. You're just mediocre, and that helps you zero in the draft.
No, we are the worst team in the NFL. We are. There's no debate. But like we find a way to win these stupid games, and I mean honestly, we gave Germany the worst two teams to be playing. But whatever. And
I'll tell you what, that's payback for the fucking Holocaust, buddy.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you get.
A funny thing, I was watching some of that game, and the song Country Road starts playing, and all the German fans are just screaming Country Roads. And normally the music cuts off before the play starts. Well, they cut the music off, but all the fans are just continuously screaming Country Roads. And it's so funny. That cracks me up that they sing the songs like that.
Shout out John Denver.
Shout out John Denver. They love him out there in fucking Germany.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? But I know this is something that you don't want to talk about. Well, let's talk about those Jets.
Um, let me quote Kyle Classic on what he said because we were texting throughout the game. I was able to stream the game on my phone driving home. Marissa drove when the game turned on.
Sure.
Kyle said, absolute smashed bag of dog shit. And that couldn't be more true.
Yeah, I'd say that it
I
accurately
hate
describes what happened.
I hate that fucking franchise so much. 3-7.
Yeah, same as the Panthers.
You're telling me we have the same record as the fucking Panthers? Like we're not a better football team than you guys?
Yeah, and it sucks because, you know, there was still hope. Going into that game, there was still hope. And there's no more hope.
You remember what I told you last week about hope?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
for weak.
Weak men have hope.
There's no hope anymore.
Yeah, so I guess that makes you a pretty strong man, now, doesn't it?
I didn't have hope last week. I said that. Go back and check the game film.
Absolutely hopeless.
I didn't expect that,
Yeah.
30-6. But I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit about anything.
So, I mean, it is surprising. Arizona 6-4, they're first in the NFC West, and honestly, on pace to make the playoffs. Um, 49ers, who should be winning that division, are 5-4, which I think everybody's a little surprised about. I know they've had some injuries and stuff like that. I still think they're going to end up winning the division. I don't think Arizona can keep the pace, but I don't know, man. I'm a little worried. Are we throwing the panic on the 49ers?
No, they just got McCaffrey back. I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet.
All right.
They almost lost that game though.
Yeah.
And Debo got into it with the long snapper and the kicker. So that was interesting.
He picks and chooses his battles pretty good, I'd say.
Long snapper looked like he had some dog in him. I mean, that's an offensive line.
That is true. Yeah. You think about the sheer size of those people, and Debo really had no shot. But the kicker, I mean, let's be real.
Hey, little head kick with cleats on.
He's wearing a helmet, you know. And I know we see what happens to Tua when he wears a helmet, so maybe that doesn't mean much, but
He better play good for me tonight. Speaking of Tua, that's what we call a segue into fantasy football. I am cooked in my dynasty league this week. Got smackled and dackled. Tonight I have the Tua and Jalen Waddle stack, and he has Demarcus Robinson
mhm.
and a defense. I have a 75% chance to win that league, which was my redraft league, which was supposedly the worst team in history. But if I win there and lose in Dynasty, both my leagues will be 4-6.
Okay, so you're not out of the hunt.
Not out of the hunt. And he's got, yeah, Demarcus Robinson and the Rams defense. He's up by 3 points, and I have the Tua Waddle stack. So I'm anticipating winning that game.
Yeah, Tua Waddle stack should be good, especially Tyreek is hurt. He's gonna play, I think, but it's his wrist. So I don't know how active he's gonna be because they're every potential run scenario. I mean, he can't block with a messed up wrist. So I really don't know how much he's gonna be out there to actually get the ball, or if he's just gonna be kind of a decoy. But I like the Tua Waddle stack for you, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping for big things tonight.
Yeah, I'm in my two leagues, work league and money league, 7-2 and 4-5. So 7-2 in the money, 4-5 in the work league. I'm projected to win both, so hopefully 8-2 and 5-5. Um, but in my I can't remember which league it is. There's still a chance the I'm up 24 and they have Kyril Williams for the Rams, so he just can't get 24, which I mean,
The running
crazy.
back.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I- is it Kyren? I think it's Kyren.
I think it's Kyren with like a
Yeah,
en.
yeah, 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 yeah. Which I mean, he very well could put up 24. I don't think it's the most insane thing for that to happen on a Monday night primetime game, but hopefully he won't. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I'm. It's kind of annoying. I've gone down in my dynasty league, but I've come up in my other league, so I'm middle of the road in both of them. So there's still time to
Yeah.
figure shit out.
Yeah, hopefully you know, my excuse for not doing good in fantasy basketball is my sole attention is focused on fantasy football. And then once I win the championship in my fantasy football league, then I'll end up paying attention to basketball and of course take the league by storm and win it all, obviously.
By that time, you'll be 0-6. So
Yeah. I wonder what the most games I can lose in a row and still potentially make the playoffs is.
I don't know. We should do some math on that. You should. Well, you should. I can figure out a way to make that happen. You can accidentally trade me Anthony Davis for Jakob Pertl, and then I'll trade him back to you.
Oh yeah, will you?
I will.
I have a history with accidentally dropping notable players, so
That's what I
hopefully
was
that
getting.
doesn't happen.
At least, well, in fantasy basketball, the thing that's nice is you can't drop your first two draft picks unless the
It's
commissioner
approved.
overwrites it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that rule. Um, what was the show that we all watched about fantasy football?
The league.
The League. I might rewatch The League. That was a hilarious show.
That show was funny. There was some. What was that fucking Indian girl's name that they all like loved? Like they were all in love with her.
Oh,
Even uh. Oh my God.
I don't know, man. I know you're
That was
talking about, but I don't know.
that show was funny. And the guy who played Taco,
Uh-huh.
John Lejeune, was the guy who sang "My Genitals," which I always thought was hilarious.
I didn't. I don't think I knew that.
You remember that song?
Yeah,
You want to touch my what? My genitals. Classic.
classic.
Classic middle school shit.
That's what Bryson Clare should have danced to.
That's what I heard when they were dancing. I don't know if that's what was played, but
Yeah, that's what
boy, I tell you what, boy, I was cutting it up out there, baby.
cutting the rug, boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
I
it.
was
I seen a couple bitches eyeing me out there. Don't tell Marissa. I seen a couple of them looking at me.
yeah, they were looking at you, but it wasn't for the reasons you were hoping.
They said that motherfucker wearing a wine colored jacket. I said, yeah, that's right, baby.
Does that thing have his name inside of it?
His name is stitched in his left breast pocket. God damn, he got money.
That is a money. Um, but yeah, man, let's transition to random questions. So I
Lock in.
shall I shall go first. Random question one. Is smashing a spider with a shoe the equivalent for a spider of dying by a headshot to a human?
Um, like in terms of pain or
Yeah, just the quickness, the suddenness, the pain.
I would say yeah.
So you think that's a good way for it to go as a spider?
Yeah, I mean if it's definitely more I guess humane to do that than to spray it with Raid or something.
Yeah, because that's a slow, painful death.
I always feel bad when I do that. I don't do it to spiders typically. But I'll do it to like a wasp or something.
Yeah,
Like on when they're on their nest and then they all just like slowly crawl out of the nest and fall out on the floor.
yeah,
And I end up stepping on them anyway, just to like kind of
Put them out of their
speed
misery.
the process up a little bit. Like that, I'm doing it. I'm like, this is not. I didn't need this on my heart today. Like I don't give a fuck about wash, but I'm sitting here caring for the 40 that I just genocided.
Yeah, so you're like Jon Snow shooting Mance Rayder with an arrow instead of him burning to death completely.
Exactly. That is exactly what it's like.
Yeah, little mercy kill. No, I like to watch them die and fall and then squirm on the ground.
You're a sick fuck. The thing that I don't like when you do crush a spider sometimes, and I don't kill spiders, let's just be clear, I don't. But in the past, when I did, and you like squish them and then like the babies come out,
Oh, that's disgusting.
that's kind of freaky.
Yeah, very freaky. That's why you have to smash them with enough force that everything's just goo.
It kills the babies too.
Yeah,
I'm not just killing a spider, I'm killing a spider and it's thousands of unborn children.
yeah. Now, what I do think is scary for the spider, I don't know if they think, I don't know if they have minds, but if you miss the initial smack, like say they're on something that's not really a hard surface, say they're on like a curtain, right? And try and get them, but they maybe move at the last minute or the way the curtain is, it doesn't let you actually get a good smack. And then they're frantically just sprinting away. Do you think that they have like the mental awareness of like, I'm about to die?
um, I don't know if I don't know if it's awareness like that,
Yeah,
like a person or a mammal would have. But I mean, they're definitely driven by something to run away.
right. They get out of
There,
there quick.
there's some sense. And I don't know if this is something you do, but sometimes if I don't kill it on the first try, they've earned the right to live.
No, because then I feel like they know and then they're out to get you. Like if I miss on the first try, brother, I'm hunting you down. I'm finding you.
Well, I'm not letting it live in the house. I'm saying I'll get a cup or something. Take it outside.
Mm-mm. Death.
Okay. I'll tell you what pisses me off is when I smash. I'm talking about fucking smash like a cockroach with a shoe, and then it falls to the ground and runs away.
That's frightening.
Because well, your fucking mother's house that I bought breeds the biggest goddamn cockroaches in the world.
Those aren't cockroaches, those are water bugs, baby, and they are huge.
One fell off the fucking ceiling. Like it was huge on the ceiling, and the cat was doing that chittering thing. She's like, it like missed and it fell on top of the cabinets, and it made like an audible thud. I'm like, you're a fucking bug. Like why? And then I killed it, but there was genuine fear in me. It wasn't like the German cockroaches we had in college. Like these things probably have like a 401k and shit.
Yeah.
They're fucking giant.
Yeah. I hate killing cockroaches because like you can either feel the crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, or they just are just so juicy that they explode everywhere.
Well, when they start like doing that thing where it looks like they're gonna fly,
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm like, bro, I will fucking scream like a little bitch here.
Don't do it. I'll fucking scream.
I hit one with a fly swatter, which was a questionable move, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to get close for it. And split the whole I swung it so hard, I broke the fly swatter and split the fucking cockroach or water bug in half. And then it was still like squirming.
Yeah, and then you gotta go in and get that nice crunch.
You gotta pick it up and then squeeze it. It's gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I those are like the worst bugs because
Now,
they're harmless. They're not gonna hurt you. They're just disgusting.
says who? What are you fucking reading water bug propaganda? Who says they're harmless?
I'm pretty sure they're harmless.
They're fucking disgusting. I feel like I'm being watched right now. Those things are so big, I bet they would kill my lizard.
No, they'd probably kill your lizard because they're like dirty if he ate them.
I don't know, dude. Now I'm freaking out.
They're watching you.
Okay. I got a couple of ones. What do you think the most money you've ever deposited into a coin star or like a coin counting machine is?
Oof. I think when I was younger, my nana would take me up to like Lowe's Foods and we'd hit the Coinstar. And at that point in time, a lot of people still use cash for transactions. Um, so like, especially when I was younger and my mom would give me money to get lunch at McDonald's or whatever it was. So I'd keep a lot of change. And I think the most that I ever got, I think I got over $100 one time.
I've definitely got over $100 before.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell whenever you go in there, like just based on the color. Like if
Yeah.
you're seeing a lot of like brown and shit, like when you're mostly pennies. Like me and Wes went one time, and he took a thing up there from either his mom or his grandma, and he thought it was going to be like $200, and I was like, I think it's like 60 or something because I saw the density of pennies. I think I was pretty close, but I have this thing now. It's like a piggy bank, and it
Hmm.
counts like based on the size of the coin. I got like $98 in there.
That's nice. That's pretty good. What's the percentage that the Coinstars take out?
When I was a kid, it was 8.9%. So
Fucking
so
tax.
not so 9 cents on a dollar. But now it's either 12 or 13.
Damn inflation.
Fuck Coinstar inflation, dog.
I mean, let's be real. The only people that use Coinstar machines are lower and middle class. High star class or high class people aren't using Coinstars. Um, so really we need those tax cuts.
Yeah, and see, I'm gonna email the President Trump, and say, listen, buddy, what can we do about this fucking Coinstar situation we got going on?
Yeah, I like that. Maybe get Robert Kennedy involved.
Yeah, that fucking worm in his brain is probably talking to him about all kinds of weird shit. So we'll figure it out.
Make America healthy again.
I hope he does.
I mean, we need to. That's a big problem in America is the obesity and just all kinds of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of fat fucking pigs walking around out there.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ.
I couldn't imagine being overweight.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine it. The thought of it disgusts me.
Me too.
You wake up every morning and go, God damn, I hate fat people. Before you go to bed at night, you're like, dear Lord, please kill all these fat fucks.
Yes, yes. That's exactly what I think. True colors coming out. All right, so speaking of
All
obesity,
right. That was my first.
speaking of obesity,
Careful.
we we have this marathon or half marathon coming up in February. Have you gotten on the wagon yet?
Yeah, I started last week.
Okay.
I only did one run because my fucking foot hurts. So I don't know. It it honestly feels like it's from the first half marathon.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. I don't know. I think
I'm gonna do some icing on it. I think it's just like tendonitis or something in my foot. Like something like that.
probably, I mean, truthfully, I think you probably just need to get back into it again, get a couple pounds off, and that will probably help because it's just not so much force going down on your feet. Um, but
Literally everything you Google, you go like having knee pain, uh pain in the ball of my foot, which is like what I'm having right now. Literally everything is like, have you considered not being so fat? Like that's like all of the stuff. It's like, hey, lose some weight, dude. Like, hey, buddy.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No, I don't think they are. That's something also we need to talk about. Are we, because I need to take off work, doing Thursday or Friday for the 5K?
That's a good question. Still trying to figure out logistically when I'm gonna get in, but I think the turkey trot could be fun. It's just figuring out if I'm gonna be able to do it or not. So
I mean,
give me
I'm gonna do one. Like if we can't do it together, I'll just do one that day.
yeah, right. So we'll play that by ear and see. But I think everybody should do a turkey trot on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's
Some
a fun,
people,
fun tradition, I think.
yeah, I think it's a fun tradition. I think it really kind of puts into perspective a little bit of what you're thankful for. And you get out there, get some exercise in, and that way you have some guilt-free turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
As we get a little closer to Thanksgiving, I want to do a Thanksgiving food draft.
Ooh, good idea.
Yeah. So I think we might put that on the agenda for next week.
Yeah, you're fucked in that one, buddy.
Yeah, you are a big food guy.
Careful.
Emphasis on big.
Careful. Careful. I got a couple of questions. Did you ask me a question? Oh, you
Yeah, as
asked
we
me if I'm
start
still
working out. Yeah.
fat. I got a couple of questions. I got one, two, three questions that are like super easy, quick. You could honestly knock out all three of them right now.
Send it.
And then I have two. You want to, you okay, let's do those. This question has been in my phone since I started the notes list, and it
Hmm.
just says each Carteret, which is just a high school that I passed on my fish route one day when I was doing the freight route. Did you ever play them in high school for baseball?
We played East Carteret in baseball, and I think Corey will remember this. Um, but I'm 90% sure that East Carteret spray painted their outfield with neon green paint because all the grass was dead.
Okay. That's nice. That's the beauty of random questions. I didn't even know if that was gonna lead anywhere. Okay, good. Corey, you're gonna have to get back to us on that about if that happened.
It was one of the Carteret schools. I'm pretty sure it was East Carteret, and I think they're like red and white. Um, but yeah, I vividly remember going out there and like being like, is this because the field looked really funny when we got out there. I was like, that's a weird color for grass. And then because it was one of those infields, I think that is no grass in the infield, just straight dirt, kind of like how when we play softball, all the whole infield is dirt.
There's no grass around the mound.
Right. And then the outfield was like neon green because they just I don't know how they spray painted that much surface area. I don't know if it was some poor kids. Like you remember when I don't know if you remember this, but like in weightlifting class, before we had football games, they'd send all the football players out and we'd spray the numbers onto the field.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just sent the whole baseball team out and they did hands across the outfield just with lime green spray paint and just spray painted the outfield.
Jesus Christ. Okay. When I worked at Arby's, do you remember what was in the middle of the lobby?
Of the Arby's lobby?
Yeah.
No, I mean I didn't spend too much time in Arby's.
You don't remember the tree? Like that we had a live tree growing in there.
No.
Yeah. So like there was like a window, like windows on the roof,
Uh-huh.
and sun coming down, and there was a live tree growing in the Arby's, and whenever you closed, you would have to go sweep up like the leaves that fell off of it during the day.
Did you have to water it?
Somebody did, I'm sure. I never did. The tree's not there anymore. They cut it out a couple of years ago. Shit, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And now they remodeled the whole Arby's. But there was a tree growing in there.
That's super random.
Okay, so you don't remember the
I do
Arby's
not
tree.
remember the Arby Street now.
And then this is my last like easy question.
Mhm.
And I was just walking in the grocery store and I passed a can and it was Fresca. Do you have any thoughts on Fresca?
Fresca's like the tea, right?
I think it's a soda. I don't know.
No, I have zero thoughts on Fresca. I don't. There's 0% chance I've ever even drank a Fresca in my whole life.
When I looked at it, I was like, I think Corey used to have these at his house in like the big pantry. But then I was thinking more, and I think that was actually something called Squirt.
Squirt, I've definitely had squirts. Squirt is like
Uh,
a Squirt is like a Sprite. It's like
yeah,
the
like a lemon lime soda.
yeah, right. Kind of like the Dr. Thunder of Sprite,
Okay. And Corey, I guess this episode is directed at you. If you've ever had Fresca at your parents' house, just go ahead and leave that in the comments. Those are the We'll count those three as one question for me.
all right. Um, we could jump into Pat's peeves. Pat's peeve of mine from this weekend is I was at the hotel breakfast. Go down there, not many people there. I'm getting my biscuits and gravy. It was actually a decent little hotel breakfast. Sitting at my table, scrolling TikTok while I just drinking some OJ and eating my food. And this mom comes in with her kid, plants him at the table right next to me. The whole lobby is open. So right next to me, this kid sits down. iPad comes out, which whatever, keep your kid occupied, I don't care. Full blast iPad, some bluey or something crazy. And this kid is just bouncing off the walls, like not in the seat, just kind of being wild, and the mom is just oblivious. I'm sitting there trying to enjoy my breakfast,
What a fucking bitch.
right?
I don't care about the iPad stuff. Like, if you want your kid to be occupied, that's fine. But you also have to pay attention to your kid. Like, if they're being crazy, you got to be like, hey,
Right. Or put him at a table like not right next to me.
I'll never understand when people do that.
Yeah.
Me and Drew were talking about that, and I think he said that this was a pet peeve of his when he's in a parking lot, like he's sitting eating his lunch in his car,
Because he has
and
no friends.
because he has no friends, he's a loser. But when someone
Shocker. Drew eating.
but the whole parking lot is open, and someone will pull up in the spot right next to him and just also sit in their car. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
That's funny. Yeah, that's super annoying. I would hate that as well.
My Pat's peeve is one ply toilet paper.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. I hate one ply toilet paper, especially like when you get an Airbnb and you spend a lot of money on this Airbnb, and then I get there and there's one ply toilet paper. Like, come on.
I'm in a multi-million dollar home this weekend.
Yeah.
One ply toilet paper.
Uh, and you're like, so you're obviously in someone's guest room. They don't have one ply toilet paper in their bathroom. Let's be real.
I shit in two different bathrooms. I didn't shit in theirs, but I shit in the guest bathroom and the bathroom downstairs, which has an amazing shower. One ply, both bathrooms. I don't understand it.
Maybe need to invest in a portable bidet with you to take to people's houses.
I'm gonna end up transitioning to the bidet because I'm basically on wipes right now. So
So you're halfway there.
yeah,
I
I would.
I I can't get into the wipes thing. I feel like it's too wet. It's cold. Is that shit on your finger?
That's that blood blister from when you threw that beer at me.
Oh, nice.
No, Marissa, come in. She
Uh-oh,
she
guest appearance.
she she's been annoyed that I have drawn attention to this blood blister on my finger. That hurts. And she just opened the door randomly and gave me a nasty look.
She's been eavesdropping the whole. She's just waiting for you to say something about the blood blister the whole time.
Oh, it was about the wipes. She said I shouldn't be talking about butt wipes, which is
Oh man.
understandable.
As long as you're not flushing them, man.
I
But we will be right back.
commercial real estate.
All right, and we're back. Thank you to our sponsor, commercial real estate ad. But yeah, back in the Pat's peeves. I have another one from this weekend. Most of my Pat's peeves come from traveling, and they're just being other people around, and other people are just generally annoying. You know, in the airport where you have the walkways that move, kind of like an escalator. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're a walkway that you're supposed to walk on. Um, I hate when people stand on them. But really, not that big of a deal when they just stand on them, whatever. But they stand in the middle and like their bags prevent anyone from getting by. Like I just want to walk on it and get to where I'm going just a little bit faster. And you
Yeah,
don't
those
have
things
the self-awareness to realize that anyone other than you might be trying to walk.
well, that's the problem with this country overall is self-awareness. People genuinely do not think anybody has anything else going on.
No, people are horribly self-aware. They don't realize um, that other people are doing mundane things like they're doing as well. Driving, especially, people are terrible about just not even realizing other people on the road when they drive.
That shit, I mean, as a driver, I mean, just a commercial driver. I should have added that commercial real estate commercial driver. Um, People are just they couldn't possibly think about anybody else on the road. They're only going where they're going. Nobody else matters.
Yeah, those are the
It's
worst type of people.
it's infuriating.
Worst
Like
type of people.
you'll kill somebody if like I'm sure it happens all the time.
The problem is they don't care as long as it's not them.
Classic.
Classic. You got any Pat's peeves or no?
Other than one ply toilet paper ripping my asshole open.
Yeah.
Um this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. When I'm sure Sammy does this to you. It's not like a real pet peeve, but I just think it's funny. Like me and Marissa are talking, and there's an attractive woman nearby, and they walk by. I don't look at them. Literally still having a conversation with Marissa, and she'll be like, "You like what you see?" I'm like, "I didn't even look at that bitch. Like, I didn't even break eye contact with you."
Yeah, that's annoying. But you could switch it up on her and then just be like, no, she looks like a fat pig.
See, that would be even worse
She would get pissed off. Yeah.
because then I hate women.
Yeah, sometimes maybe just flip the script.
Like a dude walks by, you like what you see, be like an ugly fucking like purposely do like an ugly person, and then she has to be like say they're ugly or admit that she likes it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
And then you get in an argument because she likes it.
And I'm like, am I ugly? You obviously like ugly men. Then I lose anyway.
Yeah, that's just a lose-lose situation. Most situations with your spouse are lose-lose situations.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
there's really no winning when it comes to that if there's any like in that situation, like in that circumstance.
Yeah,
Um,
that's interesting.
but closing comments. I don't have tons, but I did want to ask if you saw. So you've seen, you know that Brianna chicken fried girl,
Yeah.
Barstool podcast, whatever, with Dave Portnoy and was dating Zach Bryan.
Yeah, I wonder when Barstool's going to pick us up.
Yeah, gotta be soon. I mean, they obviously haven't listened to it yet, but that's another story for a different day. But so Brianna Chicken Fried and Zach Bryan had a pretty nasty breakup. Don't know all the details, nor do I really care. But Zach Bryan, I think, offered her like 12 million to sign an NDA, basically, so she can't talk about, what happened in the breakup and how bad of a person he is, blah blah blah. Which makes sense. I mean, if you got the money, throw it around. You don't want your name tainted. But I don't think she's hurting for money.
Doesn't seem that way.
So I think he picked the wrong one. And Dave Portnoy has dropped 2 diss tracks about Zach Bryan.
Portnoy's not somebody to fuck with. Like, you can agree with the shit he says or not. I personally like Dave Portnoy. I think he's hilarious. But if he has enemies, he is like psychotic about the shit.
Yeah,
It's like I'm sure he's got a Zach Bryan champagne bottle now.
probably. The most recent diss track is called Country Ditty.
Oh God.
Yeah, Country Ditty. And I listened to it. It's horrible, but it's kind of funny.
Well, I mean, he's not a talented artist.
No, not at all. But fun fact, the dude Roan that's on the Pat Bev podcast?
No, he's legit.
Yeah, right. Battle rapper, all that stuff. He's allegedly writing the diss tracks for Dave Portnoy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they affiliated with Barstool, that podcast with him and Pat Bev?
Yeah, he works for Barstool.
Interesting. I wonder if he can hoop.
I don't know. He seems like he knows basketball, and he's a white dude that got really into hip hop and stuff like that. So, if stereotypes exist, I'd say he's probably pretty interested in basketball.
I look at him and I can't imagine him beating me one-on-one.
No, I think he's a pretty big dude, though. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2".
Means nothing to me. You're 6'1", 6'2". You're like a fucking chump. You're a chump.
And how many times have I blocked your shot?
Under 50. Ask Matt.
Under 50 is absurd. There's probably a 2 year. I mean, how long have we been friends? Let's be real. There's probably a 2 year span that I blocked you 50 times in those 2 year span.
I'm about to start saying some slurs.
I mean, you think about all those times we've played pickup against each other. All the times we've played one-on-one.
Well, if you only count pickup, it's under 150.
Yeah, I'd say probably.
If you count all the times we played one-on-one and all that, it's probably pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, there'd be one-on-one games where I blocked you 5 times in a game.
That's fucking stupid. Don't say stupid shit like that.
That's so accurate that I can't even believe you're denying it.
I'm considering putting my basketball shoes in my car, driving to Alabama, putting my fucking next paycheck on the line, and busting your ass.
That would be a mistake.
You won't block me once.
Oh my God. First of all, I care about you too much to take your money like that. Second of all,
I think it's the nicest thing you've said in 15 years.
Yeah. Probably. And I'm thinking about taking it back. Yeah, I'm the hood president down here.
You can't say things like that.
I don't say them.
What, they say it?
Yeah.
You're probably playing against the same people Mike is playing against.
I mean, there's probably similar.
Scrubs.
No, I played basketball today, and it's a pretty good run. I went to the YMCA instead of the gym I normally go to because that gym was closed. And the YMCA downtown, it was it was a pretty good run. There was some people that I normally play with there, and then some people that I haven't played with before, but pretty good run. My role is different when I go to new gyms, just because you don't know people. It's just a different role. But I played pretty well. Um, but yeah, no, I forget what we were talking about. But if you want to lose your money, then just let me know time and place, and we can do. I can get that done. I think you need it, but I'll take it from you.
I mean, yeah, I've been beating up on motherfuckers for a long time since you've been gone.
Yeah,
I'm the captain now.
you can't be the captain now just because somebody isn't there.
I think that's how that works in the military, right? Like you get promoted when someone dies or something.
Yeah, but if that person came back, you got to give your spot right back to them.
That's what the army's turned into, fucking DEI, buddy.
All right, there. Calm down, number two.
I don't even think you can say that. Well, you can't say that.
What, you being number two or DEI?
DEI.
Yeah, you can say that. It's a free country.
I don't even believe that, but it felt good to say.
Yeah, that's typically. I feel like you're that kind of guy that just says whatever, spews all this misinformation.
You literally said you were afraid for someone to watch jazz because they were Chinese and might eat your dog.
Whoa, whoa. Also, I didn't say that. He actually said that.
That's your only saving grace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just making this stuff up. He literally said, man's best friend, and some in my country would say they're delicious.
Well, Chinese people in China actually eat dogs. That's not like a
Yes.
I might get that. I might delete that because motherfuckers be getting crazy.
Well, they do, but it's not the dogs that are pets. So like,
People have pets. They have uh like cattle, but they're dogs.
correct. It's like a specific breed of dogs that people don't have as pets.
They're
Um,
raised for meat.
yeah, it's like a delicacy. So I mean,
They're
like,
not
there's really
they're not they're not driving around
no,
stealing people's pets.
no, no, not at all.
That's only happening in fucking Ohio. Boom. Roasted.
Ohio's got to be the worst state.
If I lived in Ohio, I'd probably run around eating people's dogs and cats too.
Yeah, no wonder they all moved to North Carolina and Florida.
Shit that pisses me off about Ohio is they have first in flight on their license plates too, which is fake.
They do, I think, because the Wright brothers were born in Ohio.
Yeah, but they flew a plane in North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, they're wrong. Most people from Ohio are wrong, except for the ones that leave.
And even then, it's like, why'd you come here?
You like go somewhere else.
Go to South Carolina, where fucking Drew's from.
Yeah, everybody leaves South Carolina too. South Carolina's up there. Ohio, definitely number one worst state. Gotta be. Uh, South Carolina's pretty high on that list.
But South Carolina has places that's a good one. Worst states draft.
Yeah,
South Carolina is a shithole, but Myrtle Beach is fun.
our beach is trash. Sorry, Corey.
Damn, this episode's all about Corey.
Yeah,
Charleston is fun.
yeah. Myrtle Beach does have good spots.
That's all I got about South Carolina. They have two good cities.
Yeah,
Oh, Brook Green Gardens in South Carolina is awesome, actually.
never been. All I know is in South Carolina, if you have a concealed carry, you can't carry, so you'd have to stop before you hit South Carolina, separate your ammunition with your weapon, one in the trunk, no rounds in the chamber, and either the weapon or the ammunition in the actual cab. Everywhere else, you can just keep it with you.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
That's one thing that President Trump said he was going to do, that he would make concealed carry licenses universal throughout the United States.
Yeah, I kind of do like that. I mean, it's just a pain if like a lot of states do have reciprocity. Is that how you say the word?
Yeah.
Um, so where like if you get the concealed carry in Georgia, there's certain states that you can keep the same with, but then there's states like South Carolina and like Maryland or whatever that it's just like that there's different rules, and if you don't have a concealed carry for that state, then you can't conceal carry, and I think that's a little stupid.
Well, I'm sure if that is the intention to be done, there would have to be a new universal test or whatever for everybody to take, a
Yeah,
national or
like a
something.
like bring it to the federal level in terms of concealed carry. Yeah. All right, but I don't have anything else unless you have anything to add as closing comments.
Um, uh, fuck the Jets. Heavy. They've made it unenjoyable for me to watch football.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a Jets fan. So I'm sorry that you brought Allie's husband on this journey with you.
But I'm glad he gets to experience full, real Jets football.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely experiencing it.
Because if he wants to be a fan after this season and sticks with it, then it'll that'll say a lot about him because it's going to suck for the next 30 years.
Yeah, it is. Sure is.
What else do I want to say? That's it.
All right, dog. Well, prepare for your Thanksgiving draft next week.
Oh yeah, let me know about
Turkey trot.
John.
Got you. Will do. All right, brother. Till next time.
Bye.